evening, so thank you so much for joining us. My name is Holly Lalos. I'm the director of the DifferenceMaker Institute. And today is the season kickoff of DifferenceMaker, where you'll learn more about the program, as well as the 3 college-based competitions that are happening. So you should have received an agenda when you came in. If not, we're just going to do a quick welcome and kick off about DifferenceMaker. We have some of our co-op students who will tell you more about the program. We have guest speakers who will talk about each of the college competitions. We have a fun song performance by one of our DifferenceMaker co-op students. And then we're going to end with an interactive activity. And throughout this event, feel free if you have questions, if you want to get up and grab some more food, if you want to invite your friends to join us. So we want this to be a fun, interactive event. Before we get started, I did want to introduce our Provost Joe Hartman. So he is here today and he's going to say a few opening words.
Thank you, Holly. Great to see all of you out here tonight. How many returnees do we have to the DifferenceMaker competition? Oh, this is awesome. So we got a lot of fresh faces, excited. Got your teams, got your ideas. We just came for the free food. I know all the faculty I talked to came for the free food. It's okay. It's okay. No. Seriously, this is one of the signature programs on campus. Get excited about it. Get involved. Think about how you can make a difference in the world. Get that project together. We got your college-based teams or competitions this semester, which can get you kicked off, get you a few nickels in your pocket, hopefully if things go well, and then go out for the big money next spring, where you can make even a bigger splash. So you're going to hear about all the help you can get on your journey. You're going to hear about the great stories of our alumni who've gone through this program and actually gone off to start companies and do their own thing. So the sky's the limit. So take advantage, have some fun, and have a great night. Great to see you all.
Next, I would like to introduce our faculty fellows. So there's a faculty fellow in each UMass college. So these professors are there to answer questions, help you get involved with DifferenceMaker. So Carter Keogh, if you're here, please stand over there. So she's from the Francis College of Engineering. And then Kalila Wolkowitz, I know there she is. So she's also from engineering. Yoo-Ho Kim, not sure. Okay, so he's from Zuckerberg College of Health Sciences. Kathy Levy Shortland from Fine Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. Professor Ray Mansfield from the Honors College, so she's at that table there. Kevin Millett, Manning School of Business. And then Tom Wilkes from Kennedy College of Sciences. And I'm missing anyone. I think that's it. So again, if you have questions about DifferenceMaker, those folks are here to help you this evening, and also to help you throughout your DifferenceMaker journey. And before getting started with the intro to DifferenceMaker, I did want to thank some other folks. So my team, David Gadalero, Dave's over here. So he is the DifferenceMaker fellow, so he helps manage the program. I see Dean Sherwood from Francis College of Engineering, so he's here this evening with us. Paulette Brooks, so she actually oversees the engineering competition. We have a lot of other guest speakers I'm going to introduce in a little bit. I think I saw Steve Rogers and Carrie Machillo over here from the advancement office. Ed Brennan from University Relations, so he's our photographer. And then I also want to thank Yehuba, if he's here, and then, so Yehuba helped set up this event, all the audio, everything, so we couldn't have done it without him, and then his counterpart, Brad Allen as well. So it takes a team to make this stuff happen, so thank you to everyone who's here. I also want to thank my co-op students who work for DifferenceMaker as the DifferenceMaker fellows, so Nick, Mina, and then at the registration table are Maddie and Rayon. And they're also here to help you, and in case you have any questions about DifferenceMaker. With that, I'm going to introduce Nick and Mina, DifferenceMaker co-ops, and they're going to do an intro about DifferenceMaker. And if you have questions, feel free to ask those questions. We'll also have some time at the end of their presentation. So please join me in welcoming Nick and Mina.
DifferenceMaker is and just sharing all the resources that we have. So first, what is DifferenceMaker? So DifferenceMaker is an entrepreneurship program that's welcoming for all majors, all years for students to learn more about entrepreneurship, as well as ways to advance their ideas that they have so that they can help change the world. So what do we offer? So first, we offer the DifferenceMaker Central Space. It's right near Starbucks, really great spot. We have all these whiteboards, tables, books, and you can come there to study as well as finding ways to research your ideas. We also have this mentor program where you can meet with faculty, staff, and alumni who are experienced in their professional fields that can help offer advice. We also have workshops where we have free food at every workshop, so it's a great motivation there. But you can also learn more about how to advance your projects even more through public speaking, an effective way of presenting. So those are some examples. And we also have this team building platform where you can meet other students who have ideas that can be similar to you, or you can also join their team as well. And we also have funding. So we offer at least $75,000 in funding. So we have these college trees competitions throughout the fall semester. We have our business DCU competition, the prototype engineering competition, as well as the FAST competition for this semester. And we also have this big 50K idea challenge for the spring semester. So it's a welcoming to all types of ideas. And we also do some funding from E4All and other community organizations as well. And there's a Riverhog Experience distinction, also known as RED. So, cool fact, I actually just got mine recently last semester, and this year he's actually pursuing a RED in entrepreneurship. And so, for example, if you take 2 courses and do 2 experiences in one of these pathways, there's all these different pathways, but there's entrepreneurship specifically. And it's something that can make you stand out from others. And for example, if you come here to DifferenceMaker, you can use one of these as an experience and write about it like a reflection and get some credit. And you can also get this cool red cord that you wear for graduation as well. All right, here I will give this off to Nick, who will share more about the teams that we had in previous competitions.
Thank you, Leah. Hello, everyone. So we've put together a short list of previous teams from last year's competition. I'm going to tell you where they came from, the problem that they found in their community, how they solved it, and how we were able to help them solve it. So the first team I want to talk about is maybe my favorite team we've had in a very long time, Team Hoppers. They are 2 Kennedy College of Sciences students, and they found a problem where in a COVID world where students are on Zoom and iPads all day, that social skills were not developing the way that they had in person. So their solution was to create a board game that helps children foster creativity, togetherness, and helps them socialize. Last year, they won $4,000 as part of the Jack Wilson First Product to Market Award. The next team I want to talk about is Minds with Purpose. This was a collaboration between a student from FOSS and a student from the Maine Business School. And they saw a problem where there was a lack of cohesion in the community for entrepreneurs, creatives, businesses, event management, that kind of stuff. And their solution was to create an agency that promotes all of those things, as well as a one-stop shop for media production, talent acquisition, marketing, and event management. They won $4,000 last year as a significant social impact award winner. And the last team I want to talk about is Team Tendry. This was a collaboration of 3 engineering students who saw a problem in hospitals with a large number of preventable deaths due to delayed diagnosis and waiting times in the waiting room in the emergency room. So what they created was a bracelet that will be given to patients in the emergency room that will monitor their vitals and send it straight to the nurse's station. And it helps the nurses to react right away when there's a medical emergency. They won $4,000 as part of the Innovative Technology Solution Award. I'm going to pass it back off to Linda for a moment so she can talk about our impact.
Yes, thank you, Nick. All right, so here on the board you can see some of the statistics that we were able to accomplish throughout the years. So first, we were able to reach out to 65,000 students, trying to motivate more on that entrepreneurial thinking. You have 152 winning teams that entered. We also have 40 companies that were formed just from this competition. And as you can see, at least $500,000 were awarded to students to help provide funding for their ideas. And from teams, they actually generated $6 million from just getting from competition and getting some funding and mentorship. And from teams, we actually raised $7 million as well. And there's actually 4 dedicated entrepreneurial spaces too. And 14 team patents were filed or issued also. So there's a big impact from this competition, and it can actually change your life where you can meet other people and your company can be really successful and you can make a profit as well and meet a lot of people as well and network. So yeah, I'll pass this on to Nick.
So to recap, the benefits. The big one is always you can win funding to pursue your entrepreneurial idea. We do a lot of networking with high-level individuals through our mentor program and just at a lot of our events. We have people who work at Meta, straight through to people whose job it is to make ice cream for a living. Just about anyone in any industry you need, we can help. Networking leads straight to job offers. The big thing also, we give you a safe place to fail and try again. Every project that comes through, every business fails in some way or another somewhere. And what we do is we can help you through those failures. We can help you refine your business, refine your idea, and come out stronger. We talked about our mentorship program. You can learn how to work in a diverse team. We really encourage students to work with people in other disciplines all over campus. You can meet a whole bunch of new friends and work on your very important life skills like time management, communication, both written and verbal, presenting, and how to dress for success. And finally, we talked about the Riverhawk Experience distinction, which is super, super cool for your transcript and to help you in the job market. I'm going to pass the mic off to Nina.
Oh, am I singing now?
To Holly.
Awesome, nice job, Nina. Thank you for the intro to DifferenceMaker. So at this point, are there any questions about DifferenceMaker? Anything that talked about any resources? Okay, so the next part of our event is going to be learning more about the college competitions before we move into the activity. I did also want to thank Professor Monraza for being here, so thank you so much. He's also a big supporter of DifferenceMaker. And I did see Gina Musto in the back. So Gina works with us through the DEFRA program and through Westford Academy and different high schools to actually implement DifferenceMaker concepts into high schools. And those high school students actually have an opportunity to present and gain funding to pursue their ideas as well. So thank you for being here, Gina. Okay, so next up, college competition announcement, learning more about those opportunities. I would like to introduce Tomas Demora. So he is the Innovations Director at Digital Federal Credit Union, who's the sponsor of this competition, and it's called the DCU Manning School of Business Innovation Contest.
Thank you, Holly. Good evening. I'm not going to bore you with banking information. So, the first thing I want to mention is I vouch for DifferenceMaker for all these competitions. Currently, I have 5 former UMass Law students on my team that graduated here, so that's an example. But anyway, talking about the competition. So this is really an ideation competition, right? It's with the business school, but it's open to any student in any faculty. So all you have to do is think about something interesting, think about some maybe innovation, or maybe just a different use case, right? So it's hard to come up with something really new, but there are many different technologies or different use cases that you can think of to be implemented somewhat related to banking. When say banking is, it's banking, checking accounts, checks. No, most people don't use checks anymore, although, excuse me for a second. At the end of the competition, I would like to write your name on this jacket. Okay? So, as you can see, there are prizes. So the prizes here are $500 per student. So each team could have up to 5 students, right? That's for the winning team. So what it can cover, there are different topics that you can cover in banking. It goes from data analytics? Do you like Python? Do you like to come up with a use case in Python? Yeah. In Active Banking, how do you find maybe the best way to come up with a gaming solution for banking? Or maybe how do you come up with a machine learning model to detect fraud? If you go into other areas, how about NLP, natural processing language? Or if you go into developing a new app for kids when they are growing up so they can learn more about banking. Or how about if you think about the metaverse? Ooh, right, that's new. How do you implement banking into the metaverse? You gotta pay apps, you gotta buy apps. So it involves money, involves crypto. Oh, that's another topic, right? You have ideas about crypto. You have ideas about blockchain. See, all of that is related to banking in a way, right? So all you have to do is think about an idea, think about maybe, if you start with a problem you want to solve related to banking. Think about an idea that you want to come up with. Think about an idea, develop that idea really on paper. You don't have to actually develop anything. When I said Python, well, you don't have to code anything. You actually have to just put it in paper. So all your deliverable really is a PowerPoint. That's easy. Right? So we come up with the idea, you put it in PowerPoint, you come up here on early December 2nd, I want to say, and you present. And I hope you're going to be the winner. Any questions? I hope it didn't take that much time. Yes?
Is 5 members a hard limit?
Normally five members is a hard limit, right? So up to 5, if minimum is as low as 1, of course. You could come up with different ideas though, right? So there's no limit on the number of ideas that you have. So if you have more than 5 people, you work in different ideas. Or there's always a different way to approach an idea, right? Maybe someone likes one way versus the other. That's what innovation really is, right? How do you adapt something to work better? How do you fulfill some need, or how can you improve some small piece of the process, or the delivery to the customer, to the member, right? How you do banking potentially, right? There's a lot, there's too many things that I can mention right now in 7 minutes. So I don't want to, just keep going on and on, because I know we have another couple different competitions and the exercise. But if you have any questions, there's a lot more information on the DifferenceMaker website. You can go there, you have to register. There are some deadlines, right, as you can see here. So you have to come up with the idea, you submit your idea first, just as a headline, basically, and a paragraph. And then you develop your idea. And then you come up and you put it in your PowerPoint, and then you present. As simple as that. Sounds good? Okay. Thank you again. I hope to see you in summer.
Great, thank you so much, Tomas. So the next competition we're going to learn about is the Francis College of Engineering Prototyping Competition. So I'd like to introduce 2 professors in that college and also our faculty fellows, Carter Keogh and Khalila Wolfowitz. So please join me.
Hi everyone, I'm Khalila Wolfowitz.
I'm Carter Keogh.
And we are both assistant professors in the mechanical engineering department. And we just wanted to tell you a little bit about the prototyping competition. So this competition, we think is really cool because you actually get to build something. You get to put your hands, put them to work and create something that's really cool, that's really innovative. Now, we have a couple requirements for this. One is that every team has to have at least 1 engineering student on their team. But the rest of the team can be from any college, any discipline. You can have also, a range of freshmen to grad students on your team. So they can be really diverse teams, and we encourage that. We would prefer to have really, really interdisciplinary teams to really get really cool, innovative prototypes out of this competition. So registration is opening, of course, today for this. You do have to build a prototype. So the one thing with engineers is it doesn't have to be a working prototype. Usually it takes multiple prototypes to actually get something to work. So even if you come up with something and it's not quite there yet, that's okay. It doesn't have to be a fully functional prototype. It just needs to physically represent something. that you have to do. You'll probably have to recreate it and restructure it a few times around, and that's totally fine. You just need some version of a prototype for this competition. We also have cash prizes for this, so there are winners if you do make it to our top finalists for this prototyping competition. And if you have any questions, you can contact myself, Professor Pio, as well as Colette Brooks, who's sitting back there.
But at this time, are there any questions? Yeah.
Can a team, so you said that every team needs to have one engineering major. Is it possible if a team can have 2 or 3 engineering students?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you want to do an entirely engineering team, you can absolutely do that as well.
Can it also be a team of 3 or 4?
Absolutely. So it can be ultimately a team of 1 engineer, but obviously it would be better if you're interdisciplinary group of multiple people, because you refine your prototype ideas and you know how to market a little bit better and present it a little bit better when there's multiple opinions on it. Yeah, excellent question.
Is there a hard cap on how many people can be on the team?
I don't believe so. No, there's not any hard cap on that one. Excellent question. One other little thing to notice, while you must build a prototype, if you need resources to do that, those are available to you. So there is funding available to buy materials if you need to develop that prototype. There's also resources on campus that we can direct you to for spaces of where to make your prototypes and facilitate that as well. Okay, so we're here for any of those. All right, awesome. Thanks for listening. Awesome. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for sharing about that fun competition. Next up, I would like to introduce Assistant Dean of Fine Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, Wael Kamal, and he's going to talk about the FOSS Creative Community Competition, which is actually new this year. Join me. There were a few that signed up.
So the creative community competition is, as Holly just mentioned, it's a new pre-designed competition where we welcome students from all over campus. We already have approximately 40 students from class who are working on forming new teams. Any of you are welcome to register for the competition, which registration already started on September 15. Following your registration, you will be able over 2 workshops to join one of the teams as a team member. As I said, we are forming interdisciplinary teams. So a team from class or a team led by a class student might need an engineering student, might need a graphic designer, might need a student from any other discipline, depending on the project or the idea that they are forming. Ideas in the past years, before redesigning the competition, were broad, like someone came up with an idea of having a platform where we educate students who might be exposed online to extremist ideas and being recruited as terrorists. How can you avoid that? How can you catch it early and know that this is a trap? How can you educate yourself and better avoid situations like that? Other ideas like helping students who have creative ideas of writing books. How can you, after writing a book, making this the story of the book and the characters in the book as an interactive on a platform? Those were ideas that won first place in the previous year. We have 3 categories of awards. The first award is $2,500, 500 of which is a cash award. As a student or a team who win the first award, they put the cash in the pocket and use it whatever they want, and the $2,000 are being used to develop and advance the project or the idea. We have a second place award, which is $1,500. 100 of which, 150 of which is a cash award, and then $1,000, and we keep $100 as a cash award, and the rest goes towards developing an advanced idea. Once you are a winning team, you are better prepared to advance for the idea challenge of DifferenceMaker, for a chance to compete for the $50,000. As I said, there are two opportunities for students who will join one of our teams to learn more and to explore and polish their ideas in the two workshops, and then decide how they want to proceed. We have an executive summary that is due on December 22nd. That's after having the two workshops where you can put your thoughts on paper among your team. And the final competition day is January 27th, where there's going to be a panel of judges looking at your ideas and then awarding the awards. In some cases, when there is an idea that is really strong, panel of judges might decide to award one award with the full amount, which is $5,000. It's really something strong enough and deserve that score. I'm going to stop here and see if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions. I think my email also is there, and my two colleagues in the college. You can feel free to email us at any time. Yes.
So you said a whole thing like registering to be put on another team. Is there a thing open to if you have your own idea, or is it only getting like put into someone else's?
There is. So that's a very good question. You can join and explore your idea with others. There is only one small condition to join the Path Creative Venture. The leading student must be a path. But if you might have a very good idea, what I encourage you to do is register, join, discuss your idea, and see what will come out of it. Maybe you will develop your idea among other students. One of them is path student, and see how it will move forward. But the leading student must be a path student. Any other students? Any question?
Hi. If you have a minor, do you count as a student still?
You're a student, yes. Of course, you're welcome. So, other questions? Yes.
What is PATH?
PATH is Fine Art Humanity. It's the longest name on That's what PATH is. Thank you for asking that question.
Now that's going to be two. Before you got zero. No, raising their hand. I mean,
yeah. That's
So now I'm.
how many students have in college of Fine Arts United in social science? Okay, good. Thank you so much.
So lastly, it's not a competition, but it's another great opportunity presented by Rory O'Mahony, who's the Executive Director of the RISC Institute for Sustainability, and Craig Thomas, who's the Assistant Director. So please join me in welcoming Rory.
Thanks, everyone. Great opportunity for us to attend tonight and talk about our involvement with DifferenceMakers, the key initiative for us. As Holly mentioned, RISC Institute for Sustainability and Energy, DifferenceMakers. There's clearly some cross-pollination between the work that we're doing, and the ability for us to tap into the innovation network at the campus is incredibly important for us. So just to give you some context for what the RISC Institute is, it takes the areas that UMass Lowell has traditionally excelled in on the sustainability and energy front, i.e. the Office of Sustainability our long track record of very successful energy-related research, and then the Climate Change Initiative, which has faculty members and students from every college across the university working collaboratively to address climate change, sustainability, energy opportunities. So there's 3 co-directors, myself, Professor Juliette Rooney-Varga, and Professor Kristen Zbrecki. And the vision at the time was that we would bring these separate entities together under one umbrella, with the whole view that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So our approach with the RIST Institute is that we're using the campus and the city as a living lab for addressing sustainability, energy, climate change issues and opportunities. And our ability to engage with difference makers has been incredibly important for us over the last couple of years, because we've been able to tap into this unique ecosystem that we have of brilliant student ideas and try to harness them and provide the support that allow us to advance our own goals at the same time. So last year at this event, I think was the first time that we formally came and presented at the Idea Challenge. And I'm not exaggerating when I say, I think we got one of the best ideas of all time last year from a team of mechanical engineering students who proposed a green fertilizer that was made completely from solar energy, plasma, and water. I'm going to admit I didn't understand it when they pitched it to me, but we were able to take that idea, work with the student team, get the funding through the Sustainability Challenge, and then spin it off into our seed grants, which Craig is going to talk about in a minute, to really bring their idea from concept to implementation, and now trying to scale it up. Just last week, we had the Massachusetts Department of Agriculture team up to look at their invention at one of the rooftop gardens that we have on campus, and our ability to pair that team with Mill City Grows, which is doing food access and security, hands-on work in the city, and allow them to develop and further prototype their idea, I think is a tremendous success story. So the green fertilizer team came through Difference Makers, then jumped into our seed grant program, which stands for Sustainability Engagement and Enrichment Development Fund, which is a very, very encouraging and exciting project for us to tie in with Difference Makers because it's run by a student majority. So our approach with this seed committee is that it's your campus, it's your funding, it's your say what happens with those funds. So every spring we offer $50,000 that's available to teams throughout the campus. And it doesn't have to be just student teams. It can be a mix of faculty, staff, students, community members. But we want to use our formal engagement with difference makers as a way to incentivize new ideas. And then once you get that exposure to difference makers, you can also apply for funding through our seed development fund, which I think is really working very well for us. And I can't stress enough the importance of student involvement, not only in administering that fund, but also in helping to further develop ideas and really lead to successful outcomes. So Craig is going to talk about our upcoming funding process with SEED. I will say he just came from the SG Student Government Association meeting, so we've got a lot of projects lined up already. So we want to engage with this Start Thinking Now. And our team at the RIST Institute and across the campus will be here to take your ideas, help you develop them further, and hopefully lead to really good outcomes for your own team and for the university and the city.
All right, thank you, Roy. So again, the SEED program, we run the Office of Sustainability, and now the RIST Institute has run every year other than the pandemic years when we're not on campus. We started up again last year and had a series of great submissions in the spring, and that's our plan again this year. So for everybody here who's either been in Difference Maker or is coming into Difference Maker to build a team, build an idea, and try and figure out how you can move that idea and concept forward, this is the next step. Early in the spring, you'll see something come out. We'll do everything we can, work with everybody, especially Holly and Dave, to get the word out that this program is restarting. The submission process is very, very simple. We encourage students to take the lead on submissions. And again, the committee that makes decisions on what gets funded is a student majority committee. As Roy mentioned, I was coming over from a meeting from student government. We're looking at a living wall that's going to go up in University Crossing. We had the green fertilizer program. We've also had some of what you see from pollinator gardens on campus to the electric lawn equipment, which hopefully is less intrusive when you're sitting outside in the nicer time. All of these are things that either had some support, but students really pushed it forward, or there was some real questions out there before students put these ideas out there and said, we want to try and put some of this money out there and prove this concept. This is important to us. Be it greening the campus, be it something new that can be enjoyed by our off-campus neighbors, or something that's in furtherance of your Difference Maker project. So it's a simple program that's going to start up again in the spring. Keep your eyes out for it. It's meant to get going across February, March, and April. And by the end of April, maybe early May, you'll know if you have the funding available to you. And then we try and figure out what the best way is to get going. Again, for green fertilizer, we started immediately. So there was an agricultural program, so we put the seeds in the ground and got running. For others, we've been trying to work through some of the details. But this is a program we run every year. We're trying to build an understanding of what this is and how it can be supportive of the ecosystem here that you're developing, and something that you can take your idea to, no matter if you have support here or in other places. We want to be a place that is helpful and productive and helps launch initiatives that make campus life better.
Any questions?
Probably too many words.
And Rory. I did want to say a couple other thank yous. Andre Mills, the owner of AKM Graphics, is here as a mentor. So thank you so much, Andre, for being here. And then Tom Sousa, who is a business teacher at Chelmsford High and is also involved in the high school Idea Challenge program. So thank you both for being here. And Nick is another mentor who's here as well. So thank you, Nick, for being here. I'm not sure if she's still the. Oh, thank you. So thank you to Sandra. So before we move into the activity, we're going to pump you up with a DifferenceMaker song that one of our students, Dina, actually developed. So now you know more about DifferenceMaker. So she's going to perform a song for you all, and then we're going to move into the activity. We'll have a short introduction to make in that time. So please join me in welcoming Mina back up.
Got this idea I'm so passionate about, been brainstorming so much, still thinking about the how and finding a team. All I know is that this is the dream. Is this something that I can achieve? These ideas and plans become part of me. Been thinking much more deeply. These designs are just thoughts, you see. Now, what can I do to make them a reality? Oh yeah, there's this DifferenceMaker Institute right around the start of the campus of the PPC, or below by the library. They got so many great resources to help you be ready. From workshop guest speakers and free food to competition and funding to advance our ideas. Before I was sure what to do, it was rough. Nice to see the DMTs. What's up now? This is getting much more fun and exciting. Many opportunities for network I've been reading and writing. Was able to find an amazing team to help students like me solve problems for the greater good of the community. Researching, presenting, taking notes. Meeting many people that I now know. It took some time, but I found the answer. What can I do to make my difference true? All you have to do is just be you, and I'm not throwing away my shot. And I'm not throwing away my shot. I know what difference they got. I got the entrepreneurial spirit in me. I'm not throwing away my shot. It's time to rise up.